the technological and the infrastructure and the digital transformation. Let's have a closer look.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the sidelines of the World Youth Forum, we're pleased to come across and meet Engineer Ahmed Mekky, chairman of a leading technological infrastructure and digital transformation company in Egypt. Engineer Mekky, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Engineer Mekky, now we are entering, before we start talking about the digital transformation, I want to talk about the technological infrastructure, because whenever we say infrastructure, people always think of buildings and bridges and tunnels, but can you please shed more light on the technological infrastructure that is being implemented by your company and other companies here in Egypt?
Okay. Thank you again for having me today. Talking about technology infrastructure and ICT infrastructure, this is the main infrastructure now in this era for the whole world. And this is the main foundation of digital transformation that we will talk about. So the foundation of digital transformation is the technology infrastructure with the different components for technology infrastructure. We cannot make any digital transformation in any circle, in any vertical, in any sector without dependency in a way or another on the technological infrastructure. Countries now giving a priority to invest in technology infrastructure because this is the foundation for a better future.
Sir, now we are entering an age, we've already entered the age of digitization and digitalization and the transformation process here in Egypt, and also the ICT sector is flourishing as well, especially after the coronavirus pandemic. Now, how is this sort of transformational process such an integral step and process for the new way of life that not just Egypt is witnessing, but the whole world is witnessing?
I think when we talk about the digital transformation, this is the era of digital transformation. This is for the whole world. The expectation for the investment in ICT infrastructure, if we'll take on our part of the world, if we'll talk about Africa and the Middle East, for the next 10 years, this kind of investment will exceed $2.5 trillion. This is giving an indication of how important of the investment in ICT infrastructure, talking about the pandemic and how this pushed the agendas for digital transformation. Now, the question of digital transformation is not if or if not. It's for any nation now, it's a priority, and there are two questions. The first question is when and what's the agenda for digital transformation, and second question is how. When must be answered by the government and the leadership of the country. Otherwise, it will be scattered, isolated initiatives, not true transformation for a nation. Egypt already answered this question more than 4 years ago with serious investment in ICT infrastructure, in mega projects, unheard of historically. This is giving an indication to everybody that Egypt is taking digital transformation very serious and giving a very good example for the whole world of the importance now of digital transformation and how the ICT infrastructure will play an important role in all the sectors. Now, talking about this sector, it's across all the sectors. To make any development in any sector, social, economical or non-economical, you need to invest in the ICT infrastructure because this is the foundation of the development of this sector.
Engineer Mekky, now this is such a critical process and a critical transformation, not just for Egypt, as you've mentioned, the Middle East, Africa, and the world as a whole, but also to be doing this and going through this transformation in such a quick and fast pace over the past few years, as you've mentioned. What sort of challenges and obstacles did you face in really trying to implement this transformation?
Okay. There are many challenges that we deal with, but we're always telling ourselves that there are two things that we don't have the luxury for. We don't have the luxury of moving slow. We have to move fast because opportunities will not wait for us. And we focused on Africa and Middle East, and all the world agree now that Africa is a land of opportunities. We deal with Africa starting from Egypt by what we did in the last 4 years as reference to build track record in a big, important country in this part of the world. So when we go to any other country, we have the reference, we have the track record with the number of projects that we delivered and we implemented in Egypt. Being in Egypt give us this opportunity. So the leadership and the government of Egypt give us the opportunity to compete and to win projects and to deliver this project, to build a track record. Otherwise, we'll not have this opportunity to build this kind of track record. We're taking it to an international quality, so we're competing with international companies globally. That is why we're always telling ourselves that we want to give a good example for a national company with international quality. And we're dealing with Africa as opportunity and duty at the same time. We're from Africa, for Africa. There are lots of development needed there. It's part of our duty, and at the same time, there are lots of opportunities that we're dealing with there.
So you've been a strong advocate for the youth here in Egypt, so attending the World Youth Forum. Now, what sort of sessions are you interested to attend and take part of? What sort of conclusions or resolutions would you like to see the World Youth Forum achieve in such dealing with the specificity of your field?
Okay. Yes, I'm advocate to youth, definitely, and attending this event in the 4th version of it in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, it's really very special. And specifically this year, and with all what the world witnessed in the last 2 years with COVID-19 and all the challenges and the new normal and this word we repeated it, we heard it a lot today. But everybody's talking about the new normal, how the world will look like after the pandemic. Inshallah, hopefully this year will witness the end of this pandemic. We all hope that by 2022, this is the start of this new year. We're all coming with, as mentioned as well in the opening session, that we should think positive and test negative. So thinking positively here, I think what I'm expecting for this is definitely a great event for more than representative for more than 190 countries are here. The youth representing more than 50% of the population of the globe. So this is really a big thing, and this is a great opportunity to talk about case studies, lessons learned, and now. The COVID is a very good example of a kind of a challenge that unified the whole world. It's a challenge that faced the whole world. It's a global challenge. So this was really a very good example to all of us, and specifically the youth, because they are the builders of the future of every nation, and they are builders of the future for the whole globe. So I hope, inshallah, for the discussions in this event. There are many important discussions attended also by leaderships and ambassadors, presidents, heads of states. This is giving also an indication how important is this event, how everybody is taking it very serious, and hopefully we'll come up with ideas, resolutions about plan for how the world should be and seeding for a better future.
Engineer Ahmed Mekky, thank you very much for speaking to Nile TV.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Engineer Ahmed Mekky, chairman of the leading technological infrastructure and digital transformation company in Egypt, the Middle East and Africa. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Hany. That was an interview conducted by Hany Seif, Nile TV.